This design...
The first thing you need to do a story about the woman who's setting the cosmetics industry on its ear...
Just brilliant. Well, congratulations anyway. Woo!
...is roller skates.
Oh, this is lovely.
For Anita Roddick is a renegade bullet train on rails, minus the brakes.
The instant you wake up, you think, hey, man, I got another day. Brilliant. What mischief can you make, or what can you do?
It would also help to throw out your Fortune 500 manual on how to succeed in business. Otherwise, this tale of hair goop turned to gold will make no sense at all.
No, you go somewhere where I can't hear you. I haven't a bloody clue about financial 3-year plans, and I have no time for 3-year plans. But I'm a good old-fashioned trader.
Anita Roddick speaks body language.
Doesn't that make you sore? Look at that. I love it.
All natural lotions and gels, shampoos and soaps housed under her signature green banner called The Body Shop.
This is a monkey scrub that you find in the Brazilian rainforest.
And she goes to great lengths to make her point, traveling the globe an average of 3 months a year to seek out only natural, sometimes crazy-sounding ingredients. Bananas for her shampoos, mud creams from India, natural sponges from the Mediterranean, all for use in her products.
Well, if the other cosmetic companies rely on science, what do you rely on?
The past, I think. That creates the prologue for what we do.
It's a cosmetics line with an eye towards yesterday. Traditional products given a modern-day facelift. Chamomile shampoos and oatmeal scrubs line the shelves of her stores. Beauty recipes that in some cases are hundreds of years old. It's Anita Roddick's way of making everything old new again, of selling grandmother's values in a small jar of eye gel.
So what oil is in here? What water's in here?
We've got apricot kernel oil and a small percentage of carrot oil. A blend
for the
of
bath
Chinese,
too?
Yeah, a blend of Chinese fruits.
Nice texture.
Dried.
Wow. That's the first body shop here.
This is where it all started.
She built her beauty empire from one small store in the London suburbs to an international conglomerate with $300 million in sales.
I suppose my thrill was just being a cheeky thrill, which is seeing how far it could go. Everything was done in the kitchen for the first 2 years. Everything.
The company's profits have since grown an average of 50% a year for the past 10 years. So much so that this year, a body shop will open somewhere in the world every other day.
And you are reportedly the second wealthiest woman? Fifth, but who's counting?
Who's bloody counting?
It's also an empire built on principles. No chemicals are used in any body shop cosmetics. Recycling is so important to them that they ask their customers to help. And no product is ever tested on animals. So don't let her hear you calling her a run-of-the-mill cosmetics queen. She'll deck you.
I love it. They're wonderful little products, but they do nothing more than wash your hair and the skin and polish it and protect it. They're certainly not going to make the breasts larger or the thighs thinner. But
They don't get rid of wrinkles.
they absolutely do not get rid of wrinkles. It's your genetic patterning.
Do you wear this makeup?
And that's what begins to set Anita Roddick apart from the rest of the world's beauty moguls. She doesn't give a hoot about beauty.
Do you wear makeup?
Oh, all the time.
As a matter of fact, these days she doesn't care much about all the lotions and creams that have made her so rich. Not when there's a planet to save.
I love that quote I saw in the States once called, "Good planets are hard to find."
Some 15 years after starting the body shops, 48-year-old Anita Roddick sees her role in life not as Estee Lauder's rival, but as a magnet for the world's most celebrated causes.
You've already described the Body Shop as a gadfly, as a mouthpiece for Amnesty International. You haven't once described it as a cosmetic company.
Get my shareholders really mad. Right, yes, it is a cosmetic company. Definitely,
Not
yes.
that I don't want to remind you, or...
And while other cosmetic companies spend half their budgets on ads, Anita won't spend a dime.
But this is an ad for soap.
Yeah, this is not an ad, it's our poster for soap.
I forget that you don't advertise. I said the wrong word in this.
You swore.
I swore. I said ad.
She doesn't think twice about spending millions for television ads like these.
Every year, thousands of tribespeople are made homeless by the ruthless destruction of the world's rainforests.
But there's a side of you that very much likes to tweak.
Yes, definitely.
That's key.
It takes 20 years or more of peace to make a man.
And tweak she does, whether it's from her anti-war videos that ran during the Persian Gulf crisis in her stores around the world, or getting people to ponder her provocative quotes on all her trucks. It's Anita's highly successful way of mixing sales with social issues.
She wants to go to Romania.
You want to go to Romania?
I want to go to Romania.
She doesn't just want her customers to buy lip balm, she wants them to buy into her causes, and vice versa.
Do you ever get a little tap on your shoulder that says, hey, Anita, come on back. We got a business here to run, and let's run it the way businesses are supposed to be run?
I think they want me to be more respectful of them in the language that I use, and that's their right, and why shouldn't I be? But I just think a load of them are just dickheads, and I just, you know, that they're just traders, and they're not trading in my values.
It has also earned her a following.
The visionary, the extraordinary Anita Roddick.
I just wanted to tell you I think you're amazing.
Oh, thank you very much. You're so kind.
Among them, royalty.
Is it a marketing advantage, this whole environmental platform, this human rights platform?
Nobody in the business world can make sense of how Anita's done it all. She keeps telling them the answer is simple.
Because we link values as we keep educating. The staff don't leave us. They don't want to leave us.
To work for Anita Roddick means to work for her causes. Employees whose average age is 27 are asked firmly to work one afternoon a week with pay at whatever charity they choose.
I think she's a pretty dynamic lady. It might not always be the happiest way of being dynamic, but I reckon if you want to succeed in life, you've just got to go with the flow.
The answer to retailing is location, 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 no matter
But while Anita Roddick's pleasures are philanthropy, her business is still beauty. And she knows that to stay on top, she has to mind the shop. And she does it with a vengeance.
Who's in charge of this? This doesn't look good. Can you take this off?
You're irritated.
Well, you just want everything perfect when you're going. You can't be perfect. It's like a family.
And perfection, in her own haphazard way, means breaking new ground whenever she can.
Hello.
Be it starting childcare facilities for her company's workers, the first one of its kind in England. Or spearheading projects with the help of her two daughters to pay first world wages for third world products. Like the Pueblo Indians in New Mexico, who will soon begin churning out blue corn to be used in her face creams.
It looks possible. I don't see any interruptions to how we couldn't be trading with you. Well, the first body shop in California. I never thought we'd be here.
The only question left is whether or not Anita Roddick can play in the States. The answer is the jury's still out. While 44 body shops have opened around the country in just over 2 years, collectively they're still losing money.
Let's trade. Woo!
Isn't that dangerous? It could be argued that you're, in fact, growing too fast. You don't have a plan.
We never grow too fast.
You never grow too fast.
Well, I mean, you just can't. You can't make enough. You're determined by your manufacturing.
Her husband, Gordon, who happens to be the chief financial officer, sees it in more emotional terms.
I make her dreams all come true is what it adds up to.
What is it, do you think, that drives you to be more than a successful businesswoman?
Well, fear. I think it comes to your age.
What you were going to say, fear of what?
Death. A good Catholic here talking.
Are you a businesswoman or a social activist?
I'm a social activist, undoubtedly. And I have managed to bliss out by putting my activism into my business. And that's been the gift of the gods.
You don't want to be perceived as the woman who came up with banana nut conditioner.
I certainly don't want that on my epitaph. No.
How about strawberry sundae lip balm?
I don't want that. You're being droll now, aren't you? She tried is the answer. She tried.
That's what you want on your tombstone?
She tried.